Hey YouTube, this is Robinats1 here, and I'm here to do a review for Terminator Genisys. So, this review will have spoilers, so if you don't want to be spoiled, feel free to come back after you've watched the movie. Spoilers are about to begin, so yeah. Okay, going into this film, the best way I can describe this film is it's very similar to a recent event that Marvel did like a year or two ago, called Age of Ultron. Not the movie, but the comic book, where Wolverine and Sue Storm went back in time to kill Ant-Man, because he was about to create Ultron, who would then go on to take over the world. That storyline is very similar to what's happening in Terminator Genisys. And basically the movie begins in the future, where John and Kyle are basically battling in the final war that ends Skynet. And the destruction of Skynet leads to the event where Kyle Reese gets sent back in time to basically have sex with Sarah and create John Connor. But this time around, Kyle basically is sent through an alternate timeline where Sarah is not the Sarah that he goes back in time to go save. This Sarah was actually saved by another Terminator from the future, who basically went back in time to save Sarah from another Terminator who attempted to kill Sarah as a child. Yeah, that's why we should never use time travel in movies. Yeah. The time travel aspect of the movie has been a very weird thing for this franchise, especially for much of Terminator. Terminator is very much a franchise where in the original Terminator and Terminator 2, they try to keep the time travel sort of low-keyed and controlled, but later on in the franchise it just got out of control. I was completely fine with the time travel aspects, because I believe that what this movie was trying to be was it was trying to be a soft reboot, to basically begin a new wave of Terminator films, and to really, let's face it, keep this franchise going. However, this doesn't work for a number of different reasons. First off, there are problems with this movie thematically and story-wise. There are problems with this movie thematically and with the story. Personally, I felt like the acting was pretty good. The actor who played John Connor I felt really, really good. Emilia Clarke as Sarah Connor, whilst not as great as Linda Hamilton, she did a pretty good job. And Kyle Reese again played a good role. Arnold Schwarzenegger really returned to this role with a bang, and I felt he did, a great job back in the role. So cast-wise, there's nothing wrong with this like reboot of Terminator. It's just thematically and story-wise and where this movie fits in with everything else. Because I wasn't sure whether this movie was still in continuity with, obviously, Terminator Salvation or Terminator 3. Like, is Terminator Salvation still a part of Genisys continuity? Is it its own separate thing? It's very, very weird continuity with that. Which is why I'm sort of glad that they've kind of given this franchise a bit of a reboot. Just to shake things up with it. Yeah, again, sorry I've been trailing off, but the main problem with this franchise and with this movie is story-wise, the big twist at the during the movie was actually ruined in the trailers. So we obviously knew going in that John Connor was a Terminator. And that basically Arnold Schwarzenegger had gone back in time to save Sarah as a child. So the twists in this movie were automatically ruined, and that to me just really, really ruins this franchise and this movie. And again, I really, really like I actually really, really like John Connor in the role. I'm not sure if I've said that or not, but I really, really like John Connor in the role. In fact, I wouldn't mind maybe focusing a bit more on an older John Connor. I know we did that with Christian Bale, but with the John Connor that we had in this movie, I actually really, really enjoyed him. So another problem I had with the film is thematically. This movie bookends with a glimmer of hope and the possibility of anything happening for the franchise, and basically returning to the status quo of anything is possible and the future is not set in stone. Only there for there to be a secret ending. Yes, that's right. This movie has a secret ending. And that secret ending basically bookends the entire movie with basically saying, no, there aren't any possibility of future timelines, because Skynet is a sure thing. This movie this movie, again, suffers from a lot of the same complaints I have with the overall franchise as a whole. And that problem is, the franchise really battles with the idea of free will versus destiny. And this movie, despite it really trying to want to broadcast this free will idea. The story doesn't follow that. The story basically follows that everything in life is a predetermined event. And that basically Skynet is and always will be a sure thing. And that is, again, a huge problem throughout this movie. So, yeah. I'm gonna leave it at there, because, that's really the end of the review. Would I recommend this film? I think I would recommend this film for people who actually really liked Terminator 1 and 2, and really like the Terminator franchise, and wants to see it go in a new direction. And I don't think this film is skippable, but I could understand the reasons for not wanting to go see this movie. Because there are a lot of problems with this movie. But to be fair, there are a lot of problems with the franchise as well. So that's the end of this review. I hope you have enjoyed me kind of rambling. I know it seems lately I've been doing a lot of rambling, but I was just trying to get all my thoughts out there. I will be doing a Terminator, all of the Terminator movie reviews, going from basically Terminator 1 all the way to Terminator Salvation. I'm going to try and do that within the summer, but I'm not going to promise anything, because I said that about the Marvel reviews, and I've still got a lot of them to do. So, I hope you enjoyed this review. The next film I should be going to see is hopefully Minions. And the next film after that will be Ant-Man. So stay tuned for that. Anyway, I am Robin1 here, and I shall see you later for another review. Bye.